viewers who don't know, I fully ruptured my Achilles about a week before we shot. It's an injury that requires surgery and about a year of rehabilitation, but there was no time for that. We had to shoot the film. So I was put in a medical boot and I had a cane and I performed on the injury. Once I had decided that that was something I was willing to and wanted very much to do.
First of all, Mr. Page, I'm so sorry that happened to you, and I hope your recovery goes well. And to all performers out there, if you become injured during the run of a show, and if you can still physically perform, if your medical team says it's okay, and if you're willing to do so, great, that's wonderful. But you also shouldn't be pressured into doing so, either from yourself or your colleagues. Yes, the show must go on, but not at the expense of your health. That's one of the reasons why the concept and casting of understudies is a thing.
What was amazing is how all of the decision makers, the people who could say yes or no to that, just said yes immediately. What do we need to do to accommodate your abilities as they now exist differently than they did a week ago? And that's a mindset, that's a sensibility which those people had, and which Hadestown, I think, has always had, which is whoever you are, whatever abilities you bring, if you're the one we want to play that role, we will work with your abilities. And we know that you have superpowers as well as places that your abilities are different from other people. And so I was the beneficiary of that mindset.
Speaking as an actress who's been visually impaired since birth, this. This is exactly what us performers with disabilities are talking about when we're calling for disability representation in the theater. I think a lot of our non-disabled colleagues and audience members alike have these notions in their head that when performers with disabilities are calling for disability representation, we mean that people with disabilities should be cast as disabled characters even if they can't act, which that's super fucking ableist. It implies that you can either be a performer with a disability or a talented performer, but you can't be both. Ew. Gross. Or, in the case of a performer with a disability being cast as a character that isn't written as disabled in the script but becomes so once the performer with the disability is cast, there's the assumption that, oh, now we have to rewrite the script in order to center disability in it. No, that's wrong too. Performers with disabilities, we exist. We are just as talented as our non-disabled colleagues. We work just as hard as them, if not more so, because of all the ableism in the industry, and we deserve to be cast in whatever roles our talents deem us right for. And seeing and creating a character as disabled when the script doesn't state them as such can enrich the character. Patrick's performance as Hades is a beautiful example. It's one thing for a guy to be a tech tycoon and an oil baron who's constantly expanding his empire because he thinks that's what will impress and show love to his wife.